Hey guys, what's up? It's Connor Steele here, and I'm showing off a little bit of stuff we've done for the game. I ran into some bugs while I was making the two previous recordings, but they were pretty small things that I got cleaned up pretty fast, so we're good to go. One of the things was that every other prototype we had, these actually started off overlapping initially, which caused some pretty interesting behavior, and I just had to specify what this was overlapping with, because before it could overlap with any component of the slime, and it would cause a event to trigger, but now it has to be specifically in the slime. It has to be the capsule component of the slime itself that it needs to collide with, or the thing will not happen. So the combat's working better. Let me go run up to this slime. It's kind of hard to tell with the sphere, because, you know, it's a 3D sphere, where exactly the collisions are gonna happen, because, like, right here, of course, collision should be happening, but it doesn't happen until I'm here, which is a little interesting, but it works pretty good. So, one of the things that we got figured out with Chris's help is we got this red box that follows the cursor, basically. So what's happening is there's a ray that's getting fired from the player. It's hitting the world at some location, you know, in 3D location. So that's a vector, and we use that vector to update the location of the attack collider. So basically, this box is telling you if you're in battle and you click, that's where your attack, the collision detection is going to happen for your attack. Attacks only happen in battle. That's a little change that I made. That way you can't drop your AP outside of battle. I'm going to turn off AP altogether while you're just walking around and only have it set so when you're in battle. So let's walk up on this little bad boy up here. You can see, before, the enemies would run up on you, and sometimes they'd get stuck, like, facing slightly, like, their rotation would not be absolute. They wouldn't be facing the camera. They'd be slightly rotated. So now, the enemies, as you can see, they always rotate. There is a little bug still with enemies that's going on. As you can see here, the enemy is very slowly dropping. So the enemies hop when they move around right now, using a delay. And basically, stop movement, it gets triggered to the enemy's actor as soon as the enemy hits the player. That ends their turn, and that ends all the movement. So basically, they're being told to stop. And the hitbox for the character and the enemy are both circles. So the colliders, I think, are kind of like having some weird collision going on there, and that's what's causing that wackiness. Another thing that got changed is that enemies, before, the force was being applied to them, but it was really inconsistent when it actually showcased. And that's because there were some tick events that were happening, and other events that were happening that would stop the enemy movement when they died. So now that's removed, and when enemies die, their animation always gets set to their death animation, and they always get popped up in the air. Also, Chris helped out figure out the end battle system. Basically, the thing was getting called twice, because one in the player's blueprint and one in the enemy's blueprint. So I've changed some of the logic in the blueprints in general to only call custom events from inside the own person's blueprint. A lot of the things just work better now because of that. Like, I'm doing all the battle detection exclusively within the blueprints. So, like, the player only enters battle when the player can see, the enemy's slime. That doesn't cause the enemy slime to enter battle, because before it would trigger both of them to enter battle. But now the enemy slime has their own vision cone, and they don't enter battle until they can see the player character's capsule with their thing. So both players don't enter battle through one function call. Basically, they both have separate events that set up that system to work here. Boom. It's nice because before, when we were moving around, when you would attack, the attack would actually move relative to the player. And that was, I don't remember exactly what was happening there, but basically Chris helped me figure out what was going on, and we got that figured out. You just set the location of that whole attack collider was getting set. So if we go here, you can find all the references. There's a lot of references to the attack animation. Oh my god. Also, I hope you guys like the music that we picked here. Yeah. Well, it's not super important, I guess. Oh, it's literally right in front of my face. So, but this used to be the attack collider, the target for this world location, and this is the whole trace code where a ray gets fired from the player. You get the location where that hits in the world. Right now, the vector gets broken up, and we have to make a new vector. So basically, we're just shifting up the Z axis a little bit. The reason that we have to do this is because the attack animation will clip with the ground otherwise, and it does not look good. So we basically have to just push things up a little bit. So this was setting the attack collider position, but the attack collider also gets set, I think every frame. Right now, oh, right here, Chris got the temp solution. So right now we got tick firing. So basically, every frame, the attack collider gets set, and it's visible right now. Normally hitboxes aren't visible, but this is so we can actually see what's going on in the world with our attack. And that's super nice, because we'll add, say, UI elements that make it so this collider and maybe, you know, an animation, maybe just an animation of half opacity follows your cursor around, and then you can actually click, and that's where your attack is. Like a lot of games like Dragon Age Origins or Divinity or whatnot give you want to preview your attack before you're going to do it, so that way you don't waste your AP on that turn. So basically, things that we got to figure out from here out are we have to have a better system of controlling who goes in battle. The player character is always going to build in battle, so we could build an array of the current turn in the player. Maybe we want to make like a empty blueprint class that manages battle. So that's a big thing. And then another thing is just getting more attacks and whatnot. I had something else in mind, but I forgot. I'll leave it in the Discord. Thanks for watching, guys.